Appreciate you being here. So I'm going to get started straight away. Today, we're talking about Realtor Masterclass of how to re-engage hesitant buyers and move stale listings. If you can see my screen, just type "yep" into the chat. I want to make sure the chat is working. If you can see my screen, type "yep" into the chat. If you cannot see my screen that shows that, type "no." And then we'll send tech support right over to your house. Awesome. Yep. Cool. Looks like that's working. Chat's working. Morgan, you'll monitor that as always. If you guys have questions, we do have you muted. So if you guys have questions, let's go ahead and type the questions into the chat. I'll answer all the questions later. And if something comes up in the meantime, raise your hand or type it in the chat. We can unmute you. We'll do some real life conversation back and forth. So first things first. We know we're here. I want to talk about re-engaging hesitant buyers. Who on here has hesitant buyers or people that are on the fence or people that have said the rates are too high or there's not enough houses? Type "me" in the chat. Type "me" if you have buyers right now that said they're putting their search on hold, putting their real estate on hold. If you have buyers, yep, me. If you're in the right room, we all have. Excuse me 1 second. My dog likes to interrupt my Zoom meetings. It opens my door. Okay, so we all have buyers sitting on the fence. Here's the second question that may not be as obvious, because what I asked this question to a lot of real estate agents. Some say yes, some say no. Are you seeing a major increase in price reductions or listings that are sitting on the market longer? Type yes or no. I want to gauge this audience. Do you see an increase in price reductions or houses that are sitting on the market? Okay, Sharon says yes. George says no. Yes. So we got 4 yeses. We got three yeses, 1 no. So the funny part, the 400,000 beautifully meticulously maintained 3-bedroom, 4-bath, whatever, like that house still getting multiple offers. But there are some homes. There's a lot of homes, actually. There is a lot of homes. I'm going to show you how many homes in the Lehigh Valley have price reductions on them. But there's a lot of homes right now that have price reductions. And I'm going to make this bold statement. This is a bold blanket statement, but you should never reduce the price of your listing unless you listed it overpriced, and it's never going to sell at that. And I'm going to show you what to do that will be better, and will help you to re-engage some hesitant buyers, get them off the fence, and totally eliminate the rates are too high conversation. So we already just determined price reductions are becoming more and more common. How many homes have been reduced that are for sale in Pennsylvania? Type it in the chat. Just want to make sure you can see my screen properly. How many homes right there on the screen, upper right-hand corner? How many price reduced homes for sale in Pennsylvania? 9169. Yep. Over 9,000, exactly. Price reduced homes for sale in Bethlehem City. Just Bethlehem only. 46 right now. 46 homes that have been reduced. You'll see here, price cut 10 grand, price cut 10 grand, price cut 20,000. Allentown, same thing. 63 results. Price cut 24.9. Easton, price cut 25,000. Price cut 19.9. Now, that's just the Lehigh Valley here. What do we got? 46, 52. That's 908, 160, 70. Just in Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton. That's not just the Lehigh Valley. That's just Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton. There's a way better way to generate. We can use this to generate, regenerate, re-engage your stagnant buyers and get these listings to sell without reducing the price. If you guys are down with that and you want to hear what's next, give me a fist bump into the camera. Fist bump in the camera, shaking around just a little bit. Yeah, Sharon, thank you. Thank you. George, thank you. Blowing it up. I appreciate that. Evangelia, hello there. Thanks for joining us. If you're just joining us, Evangelia, we just determined there's 9,169 homes that have price reductions in for sale in the state of Pennsylvania right now. 46 in Bethlehem, 63 in Allentown, and 52 in Easton. Just those three cities. And the only reason I went back over that is because that's super important for what I'm about to say next. That's going to help us get these stagnant buyers off the fence and save money on a great home. Look at this example. So let's say there's a house for sale, $375,000. Would you agree, yes or no, in the chat that is about the median sales price in the Lehigh Valley? Yes or no? Type yep. Shake your head. That's cool. Up and down. I can see you. That's perfect. You don't have to type it in the chat. Thank you. And I only know that because they just put it on a report. 370,000 is the median price range. So 375. Buyer puts 5% down, 30-year fixed. Nets the seller $375,000. I mean, net, gross net. The rate, let's call it 6.875. It's a little better right now. Rates have been getting a little bit better, but let's just use 6.875. Monthly principal and interest, $2,340. Sound about right? Sounds about the average home people are buying right now. If you reduce that price, now we just saw those price reductions, right? We just saw those price reductions. If we reduce that price by $10,000, it saves the buyer $62 a month. $62 a month. A simple yes or no in the chat. Is that enough to like make a difference to a buyer to get them off the fence? Nope. It's not. You're right. No. Absolutely. It's not. It's $62 a month. All right. Whatever. Now instead of $2,340 a month, now it's $2,278. But what if we could save him $410 a month? Would that be enough to get somebody to go, you know what? Let me take a look at that. If the rate was 4.875 on the first year, would that be enough to get somebody to open their eye and go, you know what? Maybe I should get back into the market. That comboed with, hey, when rates come down further, this 375 is going to be 400, 405, 415, right? So using the 2-1 buy down, instead of reducing the price $10,000, use that $10,000 to do what's called a 2-1 buy down. Excuse me. So essentially the seller's still reducing it by 10 grand, right? But instead of just the price reduction and only $62 a month savings, we're saving the buyer $410 per month in the first year. So here's a story about my friend. We're going to call him Jim. It's not his name. Actually, we can call him Dave. Nobody knows. Doesn't matter. His name is actually Dave. Dave, recently divorced, 2 kids, child support. So he's got a bigger bill now, right? Moving out of the home he's lived in for 25 years. He's at a place in his life where this really sucks. Now I have to go get another mortgage. His house was paid off. Now I got to go get another mortgage. I got child support. Rates are, the rate at the time was 7%. 6.99% is what the 30-year fixed rate was at. We got him on a 2-1 buy down, brought him down to 4.99 in the first year, 5.99 second year. Saved the guy like $387 a month for the first year. Changed his life. It changed his situation, I should say. It made it more palatable. For the first 2 years, it made it more palatable. Was able to get off the fence, buy a home, and now he's in a house. And I don't want to get sentimental, but you know, when there's a divorce, it uproots a family. If he had to go get an apartment, the kids visiting dad in an apartment, I mean, it's not the best situation, right? So, not the worst situation in the world. Hey, there are people that are homeless, right? But the guy's able to now have a home, has a bedroom for both of his kids, and saved almost $400 a month in the first year. So the second year, in this example, second year, 5.875, $181 a month savings, and the $10,000. It was the buy down only cost $8,260. There was $1,740 left over that we used to reduce closing costs. So, option one or option two? Yes, this is a rhetorical question, but I just want you to type in the chat anyway. Which one is better? Option one, reducing by $10,000, or option two, using the $10,000 to do a seller's assist? Save the buyer $410 a month the first year. One or two? Type it in the chat. Two. Absolutely. Ben Garrettson, I just saw you joined here, brother. What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Very good to see you. So here's what I'm asking agents to do. If this makes sense, don't reduce the price. If you've already reduced the price, so I'm making phone calls to agents right now, and I'm saying, I see you just reduced the price of the home $10,000. I want to know why. Because if it was just overpriced in the first place, well, then I get it. But if you think like the home value will come in at $375,000, let's not reduce the price. Take the price reduction out. Put it back to $375,000. Let's put the announcement in there that seller willing to pay for buyer to get first year rate 4.875, second year rate 5.875, or whatever it is, 2-1 buy down, whatever. We have verbiage that we put in there. And if you haven't reduced the price of your home, don't, but reduce it by $1. Actually, reduce it by $1, because then what happens is it triggers a price reduction, sends it out to everybody in the MLS. But you've only reduced it $1, and now you're seeing in the remarks $10,000 seller credit to do a 2-1 buy down, save the borrower $410 a month the first year, $181 a month the second year, so on and so forth. If you don't reduce it by that $1, the notification never goes out. It stays stale in the MLS. That's what I'm told. So you guys as realtors can confirm or deny that. But here's number two. So George, that's a great question. I just saw him in the chat. George, great question. Do we have to change the rate when the rate changes? So I probably wouldn't put the rate in the MLS remarks. I wouldn't put the rate in there at all. Seller willing to pay to buy down, do a 2-1 buy or a special loan program. What I really love to do, so we position ourselves as the lender doing this. Keep it as vague as possible, but seller willing to buy down the interest rate using a 2-1 buy down strategy for 2% less. I mean, you could put it in there, 2% lower rate the first year, 1% lower rate the second year. Talk to lender for details, and then you can put our name in there as the lender, or you can just refer them people over to us. So no, you don't want to put the actual interest rate in there, especially not without the APR. Learned that in continuing education, right? Can I share the exact verbiage? Yeah, we can get that, Evangelia. We can get that for you. We'll send it out. I don't have that right now, but we'll send that out in a follow-up after the class. So the first marketing tip was, if you didn't reduce your price already, reduce it by $1 and then put the comments verbiage, right? Have the new comments in there. It sends it back out. If you've already reduced your price, raise it back up to where it was, and then put the comments that seller willing to buy down the rate. But then number two, you have a whole host of buyers that are sitting on the fence. You have, I call them dead leads. They're the leads that you paid for, or you got somehow, some way. You called once, maybe twice. The really good ones call them 3 or 4 times, but nothing's happened with them. Let us help you re-engage your old leads, your old buyer leads, your old people sitting on the fence. We have a proprietary system that we've been using for our real estate agent partners, where we're re-engaging their dead leads to restart the conversation. So, for example, when we first started doing this, we had 175 leads, and we launched this using AI technology. So the cool part here is what we're using doesn't call in sick. What we're using doesn't go off script. What we're using does not follow up. They always follow up. But I'm using SMS texting and AI to re-engage a conversation with your old buyers, the people that you've already paid for, that you may have talked to, that said no thanks, I'm just looking. People that said no thanks, we're going to buy in 3 years, knowing they're going to buy in 3 months anyway, but you forgot to call them. So we took 175 of this agent's old leads and generated 8 re-engaged conversations. 2 of those are now out shopping, fully pre-approved, out shopping for homes with that agent. What's the average real estate commission on a $400,000 house? Like $12,000? Times that by 2, that's what we just returned back to this agent using this technology. And the cool part is 0 work on the agent's part. Well, I mean, they had to give us their list. It was an email, the send button. Just this last week, we launched this with 2 more agents. Agent 1, 131 old leads, 4 were re-engaged just last week. Agent 2, 145 old leads, 6 re-engaged. 6 re-engaged people, more conversations. If out of those 6, 2 more buyers get pre-approved, go under contract, it's another $10,000, $12,000 times 2. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background. All right. The joys of Zooming from home. You know, Morgan, we talked about this before. Isn't that like now commonplace? Like it's not even weird that the dog's barking in the background or your kids are walking in or, you know.
Just part of it now. Yeah.
So totally, it's just normal. So type in the comments, like, what do you think about that? Like, what are your thoughts? Is this something that scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely awesome? Yeah, this is possible. 1, like, I don't understand it. This makes no sense. This won't work for me. Type that in the chat. 1, George is petting his dog right now. Very cool. Like a scale of 1 to 10, 1, I don't think I'm not interested. 10, like this thing is absolutely awesome. We got 10s, we got a how, we got a when start. I'm home and let's get started. What do you think about this? Ben, Evangelia, Timothy, Joseph, Janine, is this landing with you guys? Like see the possibility of how do you go about it? Super. That's all I wanted to hear. That's awesome. So the last part I want to show here is the agents literally do not have to do any work on this follow-up stuff because the technology is just getting the conversation started. Your job comes in when the conversation gets started. You got to reach back out, get them on the phone, or if this cool technology actually is scheduling appointments for our agents. So when when somebody schedules an appointment, when one of your old dead buyer leads schedules an appointment, all you got to do is show up, pick that conversation back up. I mean, we're really putting paychecks back in the pockets of these agents. I always say, you know, you paid for leads, you generated leads. If you don't follow up, some other agent is cashing your paycheck. You allowed that agent to cash your paycheck. Not anymore. If I can bring you back 2 more buyers right now out of 150 leads or 200 leads, and you don't have to do any work on it, if we can show you, yeah, there you go, Sharon, nice. And if we can, and using the 2-1 buy down strategy where you're getting your client a rate in the 4s for the first year, guys, I hope this is landing where I'm just trying to bring excitement to a market where Most people we talk to on a daily basis are pre-programmed to say this market sucks. This is not a good time for real estate. I'm having a bad year. And believe me, there are some agents that are not. But I'm just trying to bring some excitement back. There we go. Sharon's got some excitement going on. That's why I love to have the camera on. This is fun. It's almost like I'm sitting here with you, Sharon, having a cup of coffee, petting my dog. Nice. All right. Oh, no worry. So to see Timothy came in late. Hey, no worry. You know what we can do? So I can help with that. I can give you a Cliff Notes version. What I'm doing here. Good idea. How do we go about doing it? So I'm going to schedule a call with everybody who's interested. Just a quick 15-minute call. Just type call in the chat, and then we'll get you on the calendar. I just want to sit with you talk to you with 15 minutes. Timothy, I can Cliff Notes of this version. I can Cliff Notes this with you if you want to schedule a call. I can Cliff Notes what we're talking about here. But basically, how to get clients rates in the 4s, how to re-engage old leads. If you have listings that are price reductions, don't price reduce. You do a different strategy to save a client $400 a month in the first year, $200 a month the second year. So everybody that typed in call here, we're going to go ahead. Morgan, you reach out, get them into my calendar. We'll do just a quick 15-minute call. Maybe it's on the Zoom here. But what we're doing, and we're moving quickly on this. Like, this thing is, we've been working on this for about past year and change, and it's gone from concept to working amazingly. And I'm not going to say real fast. You know how they say someone who's an overnight success, but then they don't see the 10 years of hard work they put into before they were an overnight success. It's kind of like this project. Like, it felt like it just really came together just a couple of months ago, about 3 or 4 months ago. It really came together, but we had a whole year working behind the scenes, programming this stuff. Like, so we have AI Android agents that are re-engaging through text message your old buyers and bringing them back to the table, setting appointments, and you don't have to lift a finger. Like, this AI revolution is so freaking cool. The cool part is AI cannot replace you as an agent. They cannot replace you as a loan officer. But, and especially if you learn to use AI, you'll never be replaced. And that's what this is. This is literally what this is. Legitimately helping agents save their commission check. So with that said, I love keeping these short, sweet, getting right to the point, showing you everything. I don't see any other questions in here. That must mean that I did a great job explaining everything. Is that give me a thumbs up there if it's true, Sharon? Laura, thank you. All right, cool, George. Perfect. If you do have any questions, I'm happy to stick around for a few minutes. Type it in the chat, or we can unmute you. Other than that, we've got some calls to get set in my calendar. Cool. Oh, George has a point to make. I'd love to hear it. What's up? Ask to unmute. There we go.
Just a point to everybody, if you do have a listing and you raise the purchase price, you're going to have that as a notification on it. And you may want to maybe expire the listing and put it back in as a new listing as opposed to raising it, because then people will call you up, well, why'd you raise the price? Okay. And you're going to run into that, guaranteed.
And when you say people will call you and ask why'd you raise it,
other realtors will call you. Well, why did you raise the price? Okay. And then
George,
you're going to say, well, we covered the cost, and they're going to, well, no, I don't like that answer. Yeah. So, or there's something wrong with the house, and that's why you raised the price.
I love that you brought this up. Number one, first of all, thank you, because I didn't know that. Number two, stay off mute. I want to talk this. I want to talk this with you. I want to talk through this with you. I love it. I think you should raise the price and have agents call you and then say, George, thanks for calling me and asking. Listen, we put the price back to where it was because we have this cool program that we are willing to pay. If we get full price, we're willing to pay to get your buyer $410 less per month for the first year. and $291 less per month the second year. It's called a 2-1 buy down, and we are willing to pay for that. So at a full price $375 offer. Now, your buyers we're more than happy to accept a $365 offer, but your buyer's only going to save $60 a month. I would welcome those conversations all day long.
I'm unfortunately taking it to the negative that the other 50% or 60% of agents out there are going to say, well, why did you do it? And
yep.
So I'll play the devil's advocate because I like to do that.
Yeah.
But I like your answer too. I mean, that's fine too, as long as everybody can convey that. I'm just forewarning them of something that possibly could happen. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Listen, there's, as a solo agent, somebody may not want to be fielding 75 different phone calls from agents having to explain that. However, gosh, I gotta know, man. If it brings you another deal or 6 or 7 or more, and the cool part is, gosh, man, if it was me, I would not want to field all of those phone calls. But if I had a team of somebody that could field that call and have that conversation, and then just share that excitement with the other agent and go, hey, dude, you've probably got buyers that said they're on the fence, right? Like, let me help you get those. I don't know. I just get super excited about it. And
George, on the bottom of your listing, just add, please call 610-730-8.
That's good.
Oh, I was having technical difficulty. Something's happening here. I don't know. My screen is.
All right, I'll be quiet.
George, thank you. Thank you. No, that was great. That was very helpful. Absolutely. I didn't know that. Let's see. Oh yeah, Laura, great point. This is actually a really good point. So stick around for this. With the 2-1 buy down, basically what's happening. So it's a 30-year fixed program. Let me just explain this a little bit further for you guys as agents. It's a 30-year fixed program, right? So the example that we used was, go all the way back here. 6.875 is the interest rate if you're buying it straight away, right? With a 2-1 buy down, it's 4.875 the first year, 5.875 the second year, and then 6.875, which is the prevailing rate, years 3 through 30. So it's fixed. There's no disadvantage to the buyer doing this. Now, if the rates come down within the first year, there's going to be a portion of this money, this $8,260, that's in an escrow account. So let me just technically explain this. This $8,260 is basically paid by the seller, which is prepaying interest on the loan, which is how we're getting it down to this 4.875 interest rate. This money is being prepaid in advance. So if after the first year, rates come down and the buyer wants to refinance, there's still a big portion of this money, I'll say a little bit less than half of this money left over that actually goes to the buyer. The buyer can use that to pay closing costs, the title fees, this, that, whatever. Or basically, really, it comes back to the buyer. So they don't lose that money. Like, that's not lost if they refinance in the first 6 months, year and a half. After 2 years, it's expired. So there's no money left after 2 years, which is then why the payments go back to the 6.875 prevailing rate of the day of that time. So Laura, that's a really good point. I love that of this program because I've gotten that question. What if rates come down in the next 6 months or a year? Cool. We'll just get you the lower rate. We'll waive the closing cost on our buyer so they can use that money to pay for title insurance, like all that kind of good stuff. So great point, Laura. Thank you. All right. Well, let's get you guys in my calendar. Look forward to talking to you all. Thank you for being on here. Appreciate it. Let's roll. Have a great day. Make it an outstanding day. If not for you, for somebody else. All right. Take care, everybody.